This is AS Pure Maths Notes. We're on Unit 3 and this is 3.7. We're starting to look then at the discriminant. So the quadratic formula x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a is used to solve the general quadratic equation x squared plus bx plus c for all a not equal to 0. The value of the expression the b squared minus 4ac bit will determine the nature of the solutions of the equation. It is called the discriminant of the equation. So the b squared minus 4ac bit, the bit that was always underneath the square root sign, tells you whether there's going to be one solution, two solutions, or zero solutions. And effectively that's what we're saying. Alright, so if the discriminant is positive, then the b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0. That means the same then is positive. And that means then that the quadratic formula supposed to be a D. Gives the two solutions. It gives x equals minus b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, and it also gives minus b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So i.e. two different roots, and by roots we mean then kind of solutions to the equation, two different roots. This is called two distinct roots. Here is a scenario where this happens. If you look at the graph, on the graph, then that means the graph will cross in two different places. For example, looking like that, where that would be one route there, and that would be one route there. That's my x and y axis here. The other option is simply if the quadratic is the other way around. And in those scenarios there are two distinct routes, i.e. there's 2 points where the graph crosses. The second bit then is if the b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. So this whole bit here then all kind of comes out to 0. And in that scenario, x equals minus b plus the square root of 0 all over 2a. That's obviously minus b over 2a, or x is minus b minus the square root of 0 all over 2a. That's obviously then minus b over 2a as well. So those two things are the same. This is called a double root. Or repeated root. Two equal roots. All the names. Or coincident. And in this scenario, the graph would look like this. I don't know if you can maybe even kind of predict what it's going to look like. This is where it just then touches. So y and x and y and x, so it comes down, and the turning point itself is the same then as the root. It just kind of touches there. The other option is it just touches like that. So that's the case if b squared minus 4ac equals 0. And what then if our discriminant is negative? then it gives no solutions. Since the square root of a negative is impossible, well, we'll call it impossible for the minute. Anyway, so again, how would those ones look? Let's take a wee look. A quick sketch of our graphs. If there are no roots of this quadratic, then it just doesn't touch, so it must look like that.